I just had a really good conversation with my friend Chris, who's been a really good friend of mine for several years. And he just took the MindWorks program that I put together, the 8 weeks. It's cool talking to him and hearing his story and connecting that and relating that and finding the common patterns with my own journey and with what other people have gone through as I talk to about what I'm doing and what I'm building. I think the piece that is really clicking in my mind is getting more in tune with our intuition. It's easy to get out of touch with our intuition because we focus on, for lack of a better word, the out-tuition, right? What's outside. I want to look like that guy. I want to be like that person, or I want his life. I want his car. I want that person's house. We focus externally, which is interesting because our senses, right, our sight, our smell, our ears, are all about the external world. And so our minds and our attention is really the only sense that we have that we can put internally. You can put your awareness on the inside just by feeling what you're feeling. And as you grow that, you can use that and the techniques in MindWorks to let go of the things that are keeping you attached to these external things. And that in turn will help you get more in touch with your intuition, because as you let go of those external attachments, it makes way. It reduces noise, which creates space for your intuition. And then as you keep doing this work, you will then become more in tune with that and be able to hear it and recognize it, and then start listening to it, and then start making decisions based on your intuition. And then that's when your life starts to change. This is a common phrase. Your outer world is a representation of your inner world. As you do this work to change your inner world and get back in touch with your intuition, your external world will also change. And you'll see it change. And you'll be like, wow, that just happened? Dang. I've had so many things that surprised me. I'm no longer surprised because of how surprised I've been in the past, repeatedly. But that's the main thing, is you reduce the noise, you get back in touch with your intuition, and then your decisions and your life will start to change. We do that with the MindWorks techniques to reduce our attachments to not just the external things, but also the internal things that are keeping us attached to the past. The ineffective, the unhealthy, the unuseful attachments. As you start to let those go, that's when your intuition can really start to flourish. And as you get in tune with, that's when you become your best self. And it's always a journey. That's how you get closer and closer and closer to your best self. And is there an end? Who knows? I think there's a point where you eventually will start to just maintain instead of having to do the work and do the work and do the work. There's always going to be work to do. But eventually you get to a point where you maintain. And that's where I've been, I think, for a little while now. But just like in the past couple weeks, something will happen that might trigger a deeper pattern that you haven't seen in a while. And then it's like, all right, I got to do the work again. This literally happened to me this week. It's good though, because you have the tools. As you go through MindWorks, you learn the tools and you practice and you practice and you learn how to let go of some really deep stuff. And you'll get all the low-hanging fruit. There'll come a time you feel like you've got the low-hanging fruit, and now you have to go for the higher-hanging fruit. That you can see it, you know it's there. You just need to keep going. And so you just keep going, repeat it. It will be more challenging because these are deeper patterns. You haven't seen them in a while. Finding the sensations in your body, which is part of the process, gets trickier, gets more challenging because they're more subtle, or they're more full body as opposed to localized in one area. Releasing those could be just more challenging, but you can do it. And as you do that, as you go through life, you're not really scared of what's going to happen to you anymore, because whatever happens, if it's a negative thing, you can let it go and you can stay unattached to the event or the outcome of whatever it is. That's when your psyche changes. You become more authentic and going with the flow in a way, but in a intuitive way where you know you're just doing what you need to be doing, and you know what matters and you know what doesn't matter. And so it feels better. You feel better just going through life this way. And this is also how you stay happy now and in the future after you've achieved the things you want to achieve. How do you stay happy now and be happy then and be happy along the way. It's the same thing. So anyway, that was what hit me after we just talked for an hour and a half with my friend, and it's cool to start seeing all of this click. So stay tuned for more videos. There's a lot more to come. Peace.